The Jimmy Z Show.
I want to go back to Rush Limbaugh for a short clip here. He's talking to a caller, and he asks who the caller would support. And the caller mentions Palin and Perry. And then Limbaugh talks a bit about Mitt Romney. And I'm a little surprised that Limbaugh is kind of sounding like Romney's okay, like Romney might be the way to go.
Now, but you said Romney's not your favorite. Who is?
I'd love to see Sarah Palin run, but I really want to look at Perry.
Well, he's going to fire things up. I mean, there's no question he is going to fire things. You're going to have, with Perry, the next debate, you're going to have two presences on stage, not just Romney. You're going to have two. And that's going to be interesting, and both of them governors, which is also a factor. People are reluctant to vote for Romney, I think, for two reasons. One, I think compared to Obama, they're both laughable. One is RomneyCare. I can't vote for him. The same thing as Obama. And the other one is religion. Those are the two things that Romney's up against, is religion. Now, RomneyCare, we know, is not going to happen again. He's learned his mistake. And I'd much rather take Romney's religion to Obama's.
See, I can't believe some of what I'm hearing there from Limbaugh. Now, a lot of people who are politically conservative and they claim to be Christians, but ultimately the difference between your traditional Bible-based Christianity and Mormonism is not that important to a guy like Rush Limbaugh or Sean Hannity. It's just not. They haven't looked into it as deeply as they should. It's a big difference to me, but I'm not going to get into all of the differences right now. I'll just say that for Rush Limbaugh, the fact that Romney is a Mormon and Limbaugh claims to be a Christian, it's not a difference. I don't think he sees or understands the great differences between, and he doesn't care because the conservatism or the republicanism, in the case of Romney, is more important to Rush Limbaugh. Getting rid of Barack Obama is more important to Rush Limbaugh than deciding whether or not we should have a Christian or a Mormon. It doesn't matter. We got to get rid of the Muslim in the White House. The conservatism is more important, and if so, I do not understand how Limbaugh can say this.
RomneyCare, we know, is not going to happen again. He's learned his mistake.
How can you dismiss RomneyCare that quickly in one sentence? You know what? He learned his lesson. He's not going to do it again. He should never have done it once. He's a Republican. I cannot believe we're going to dismiss RomneyCare that quickly. Oh, you know what? He made a mistake, and he'll never do it again. How do you know? His thinking is different. If he was a Republican and he truly believed in Republican ideals and Republican principles, he would never have signed RomneyCare in Massachusetts. Forget the fact that, and I went through this a number of months ago on the show, that Romney virtually invented homosexual marriage in the United States. Forget the fact that he has waffled and flipped back and forth on abortion. He signed all of those documents with various pro-abortion groups saying that he would work with them. Forget all of that. How can he be a Republican and have ever considered RomneyCare? I cannot believe that Rush Limbaugh dismisses it that quickly. From the very beginning, when I did my first radio show online, my idea has been to use the Rush Limbaugh template for success, meaning that I'm approaching the internet the way Rush Limbaugh was going after terrestrial radio 23 years ago. I'm trying to get, at this point, trying to be heard by as many people as possible. And so one of the things that I've looked to is the biggest success in political talk radio, Rush Limbaugh. And so I have nothing but respect for the man. But there's something that really bothers me about what he said there in terms of Mitt Romney. Listen again to Rush Limbaugh. These are the two main reasons he believes people are hesitant to vote for Mitt Romney.
People are reluctant to vote for Romney, I think, for two reasons. One, I think compared to Obama, they're both laughable. One is RomneyCare. I can't vote for him. The same thing as Obama. And the other one is religion. Those are the two things that Romney's up against, is religion. Now, RomneyCare, we know, is not going to happen again. He's learned his mistake. And I'd much rather take Romney's religion to Obama's.
And I mentioned at the end of the first hour that, look, Rush Limbaugh has been a staunch conservative, a consistently conservative voice in America for 23 years. And I don't understand how you can be conservative and look at what Mitt Romney did as governor of Massachusetts and set what he did with RomneyCare aside. And again, we have other complaints as far as abortion and homosexuality goes. Romney was inconsistent there. Romney has the record of a rhino. And so look, if you set aside homosexuality, gay marriage and all of that crap, and if you set aside his flip-flopping on abortion and the pro-choice questions he gave on a couple of Planned Parenthood questionnaires, let's say Romney never did that. Let's say, for the sake of argument, the only issue before us is Mitt Romney's RomneyCare. I do not see how you can set it aside so simply.
RomneyCare, we know, is not going to happen again. He's learned his mistake.
Okay, so I'm critical of Rush Limbaugh on this point. And that's coming from a huge fan. I think Limbaugh, his program and his website, his website illustrates what a brilliant mind he is. Because you can go through his website and read the transcript of what he said. His monologues read like well thought out op-ed pieces. It's incredible. So the man is not this shallow.
RomneyCare, we know, is not going to happen again. He's learned his mistake.
And I think that if you can say Mitt Romney learned a mistake, I think that what Romney learned was a political mistake. I better not do that again. Too many people don't like it. Not that he does not believe in it, because he signed it. Look, nobody signs a bill. A staunch Republican conservative does not sign a bill for state-run health care unless they believe in it. You don't sign something like that against your political principles for a political reason. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I mean, I understand Romney. I know why he did what he did. But this idea that Romney made a mistake and he regrets it and he'll never do it again. There's something inside the man, inside Romney, that allowed him to sign it in the first place.
RomneyCare, we know, is not going to happen again. He's learned his mistake.
So I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it. I don't think he has learned a lesson. He's still Mitt Romney. I don't think he's going to say, well, I would never sign any bill for nationally run health care. I think in Romney's heart of hearts, he believes that Obama's health care plan is wrong and it needs to be more like RomneyCare. That's what Romney thinks. And I don't know if Limbaugh is so desperate to get Obama out that he's willing to support anyone who happens to be, at this point, the front runner. I think Romney would be a disaster, mostly because he's going to lead the country in essentially the same direction. He's not going to go hardcore conservative. Let's straighten out this country the way the Constitution says. We need someone much more profoundly conservative. We need someone who's going to stand up and say what Obama has done is wrong. And it's, I hear Mitt Romney talking about Obama being wrong in terms of jobs and the economy. Obama is wrong on everything. And I want somebody who's going to go in there and immediately sign executive orders, one after the other, that undo every single one of Obama's executive orders on the spot, day one. I want a president who's going to say, okay, these miles per gallon requirements for passenger vehicles and now for trucks. Did you hear about that? I think I've got it in the pile. Obama has now signed a new higher requirement for miles per gallon on trucks. We need a president who comes in and says, okay, these are out. We're going to study different ways to accomplish cleaner burning vehicles and vehicles that get better and better mileage, but we're not going to put these ridiculous and unobtainable requirements on the companies that build our cars and trucks. We're not going to do it. We need somebody who's going to be in the White House and address these kinds of things immediately. And I don't trust Mitt Romney to do any of that at all. A President Romney is going to be moving slowly and deliberately and sitting down with both sides and working out something that everybody can get along with. So I don't get it. I don't understand.
RomneyCare, we know, is not going to happen again. He's learned his mistake.
It's like already, even before Rick Perry is in the race, Rush Limbaugh is defending Romney or rationalizing a good reason why we can go ahead and vote for Romney. So I guess that covers it. I wanted to make sure that I was understood here because I've been critical of Glenn Beck. I've been critical of Sarah Palin. I was critical, still am critical of Alan West and what he did with the Boehner plan, signing on to it and voting for it. And now I'm being critical of Rush Limbaugh. It's, it doesn't sound like I'm going in the right direction here.
The Jimmy Z Show.